everybody, and welcome back to the Superstar PartyPlex. I'm NJ, and today I will be playing Harlequinette, and I am joined by.
Hi, I'm Dalsama. I'm going to be playing Jackie.
Yay! When we last left Jacky, well, it was during Wild Hunt, and Jacky had a time. I mean, a pretty fun time until, the wool was removed from her eyes and she saw that she was attacking Archie. Then Quinn showed
Yeah,
up. Had to deal
yeah,
with their family. And now we are still on that night, approaching morning, back at the Partyplex, and well, Quinn has some explaining to do. So I think
yeah.
they approach Jacky wherever she may be.
Um, Honestly, in my mind, I just been imagining like Quinn took her back to their room to like let her settle for a while they handled things.
Yeah, like you're chill in the prize corner back room for a bit. Well, they would just basically went and did damage control.
Yeah,
But yeah, once they're back from what it's probably like quizzing Hairwire on what happened, as well as making sure their family re entered the basement when they got back from their long walk.
hmm
They approach Jacky again and kind of sit down beside her in their room and go, "Hi, how are you holding up?"
I think she just like leans over and like slumps onto their shoulder.
They reach a arm around her and pat her.
Mm.
I am very sorry about what happened. I should have been keeping a better eye on things around the partyplex.
She shakes her head and says, "They went out of their way to give us invites. They probably avoided you on purpose."
Well, I should have. I still should have. So, I at least could have warned you ahead of time. I know of the night terrors. I know a lot about the night terrors.
She like looks up at them.
I think they kind of look at her, and then glance away, and then kind of look at her again and say, I hope this doesn't sound like me trying to weasel my way out of it, but would you like to maybe go onto the roof to have this discussion? I have a little spot up there. I like to sit at.
I think she looks like mildly surprised, and she's like, "I've never been on the roof before." I,
That's a way up.
okay.
And they grab her hand and kind of like lead her to the stairwell and then upwards. And
Mm,
eventually they get to the roof and they kind of lead her towards. I'm trying to like imagine how to describe it. It's like when you're on the roof, there's sort of like the bit that like the elevator comes up on, and then I feel like they would kind of lead her to a bit like that looks out over future world and has a good view of the horizon. Um,
yeah,
Probably some like nearby like what you make AC things, big industrial ACs for big buildings.
yeah.
And when they
I
get
imagine like for a moment after they get there, Jackie just stares out at it because again, she's never actually fully seen the outside until like that van moment, and this is an entirely different angle.
yeah, It's like right now it's well Chrome Future World City, so not a whole lot of greenery. I would like to think the Partyplex is at like a place just kind of like where you can kind of, if you look far out onto the horizon, start seeing the greenery of Inkwell.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's sort of early morning, so the light's starting to get a little bit gray, but the sun's not fully visible yet.
Mm-hmm.
And over in Harlequinette spot, I didn't even mention this. I think they have like kind of like some blankets set up, so it's sort of like a little like under a little overhang, so it's if it was raining, it would all get wet. But yeah, some blankets, maybe a few snacks or something.
Little secret hideout on the roof.
Little secret hideout on the roof. And they sit down and Pat next to them for Jacky to sit down if she wants.
Yeah, she'll stare for a couple more seconds before joining them in the little fort.
No, for it, she can still look out from here.
Yeah.
And Harley Quinn is also silent for a little bit as they think it over, and they kind of eventually go like hesitantly. So, you're aware I'm not originally from the Partyplex. I think that's not exactly hidden information.
She nods. It is easy to forget sometimes, though.
Yeah, before I came to the Partyplex, I was not a good person.
She glances over at them silently.
And I was, in fact, one of the night terrors.
She's not quite sure what to say to that.
Yeah. They kind of take her silence in for a second and then go, um, yeah. I, there was, we were not good people. There was this, we used to be good long time ago, and then bad things happened, and we got worse and worse and worse, and we dug ourselves into a hole where we didn't know how to dig ourselves out of or didn't want to dig ourselves out of, and it was like that for a long time, and then there was a fire, and we all got burnt, and just one of us made it out whole, but she managed to grab parts of the rest of us, and I was the second most whole, still damaged from the fire. It took a while to recover, and even then I wasn't really recovering. Um, and we hatched a plan when we figured out about the Partyplex to drop me off and see if I could get repairs that way, and it worked. It worked, and the plan was supposed to be I get here and get repairs and then basically get out. But that's not how it went. I fell in love with the Partyplex and I fell in love with the people here, and it woke me up to how bad my life before was, and I've been trying to get the other night terrors to wake up to that as well.
I think, like, while they were talking, she started leaning against them again.
Yeah, they pat her and then sort of hesitate and bring their hand away. Think again for a moment and then go, I just felt like I needed to tell you that. And I also want to tell you you're not you shouldn't feel bad for what happened tonight. It wasn't your fault. It was very much theirs, and I should have warned you about them and how bad they could be. I knew you had told me about the joust before, the last time you encountered them, and I should have told you then that they weren't always so pleasant to be around.
So they're your family.
I, yeah, yeah, they are. I've become a little unsure if that's still true.
She nods.
Some of them certainly are. Have you ever seen a little stuffed rabbit? That's Trick. Oh, you have seen her. I took her to the sleepover with me.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, and she's one of us, but she's the one that managed to get out of the fire, and she's probably the best of us. Then there's Hairwire. He's my older brother, and he's getting a little better too.
Yeah, I don't know him super well, but from what you're saying and what I've seen, I think so.
Right? It was yeah. It was just you know with some of us showing improvement, like myself and Hairwire, I keep holding out the hope that the others will as well, but they keep not doing that, and they keep hurting other people because they're not getting better.
I think she like pulls away for a moment so she can face them properly and just asks, "Were you ever going to tell me?"
I wanted to. It's a confusing situation because I feel like I have to protect them, and plus there's some other people who kind of have let's just say our backstories are a tangled web, and getting too much into some things get into things that are other people's secrets, not mine. And then also, I just didn't want you to view me any differently.
She nods and is like, "I'm not asking to accuse, just to understand."
Right. Well, that's very fair. And it's yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. There's more I could tell you, I think, but I'm not sure.
Is it because it has to do with that other person I met with Hairwire?
Um, yeah, when they were kids for a little bit.
Yeah, I think something that crosses her mind is just the little thought of all of us made friendship bracelets, but not all of us ever brought it back up. But she's not going to say it out loud. She's just staring out and thinking about it a little.
Yeah. Ugh, I hold them, all of them, everyone.
Mm. Yeah. She'll like put her hand on top of Quinn's, like if there's one resting against the ground.
Aww. Yeah, I have to say there is because I want that to happen.
Yeah.
I think Harlequinette also leans into Jacky.
Yeah. After a bit of thinking, she goes, "Yeah, you could have warned me. And probably should have, but I think I get why you didn't. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you were, from the things you're saying, you were probably scared of telling me, and if you were hoping they would get better, maybe, I don't know. I'm not trying to assume anything about you, but maybe you wanted me to see them in a more positive light too, if things could be better."
Mm-hmm. I think that's accurate. When you had relayed, albeit sort of vaguely, the whole jousting thing, I was angry at them for dragging people into an illusion, but happy it wasn't an unpleasant one. I thought I shouldn't punish them for that by telling you what they were really like, and well, they kind of like tug on their hat. I'm a fool for that, I suppose, but I'm always a little bit of a fool anyway.
I mean, that's part of being a clown, isn't it?
Yeah, I
I don't think it's foolish to have hope that the people you care about could be better.
I suppose not, but sometimes it does feel a little when they keep turning around and doing bad things again, but I was like them, so I don't know if I can criticize them that much.
I think she pulls out the paper crown and like stares down at it a bit. Yeah,
Harlequinette is looking over at it.
you can't blame yourself for the things other people do of their own free will. You can't control other people, even if you really want to, even if you think it's for the best. Sometimes you sometimes things don't go the way you hope, and it can be scary, but it's not your fault they chose to do those things.
Guess not, but it is my fault they're here now. I helped let them in and helped them establish themselves here, and I've been hiding them from other security. Well, trying to. You're. It kind of feels like everyone except management knows about them at this point.
Like the triplets?
Yeah, we have a lot of people hiding in our various dark crevices.
Maybe the PartyPlex is just a place that attracts people who need a home. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it also attracts people like the Rainbow Rabbit.
She frowns. Yeah.
And I think at this point I'm a little unsure if my family, if some of them should be considered people who need a home or people like the Rainbow Rabbit.
Yeah. I think her fingers like flex around the paper crown like she wants to squeeze them, but she doesn't want to crumple the paper at all. So she's just lightly squeezing it
Oh,
as she looks back down at it. They they can be nice. I know that because for most of it they were. I don't know how things ended up that way. We were just having fun.
you were. That's again why I don't want you to feel bad. It's not your fault what happened again. It's all just sort of a mess. I don't know why they chose to do it that way when they could have. It could have literally just been an illusion. They didn't need to drag Archie into it, and they didn't need to make it into a fight.
That's another part I don't understand. I thought I was doing good. I thought they liked me. I don't know why they made me do any of that. We were They even said they were having fun. I thought they were having fun.
There's there's sort of an additional motivator that I guess you wouldn't necessarily know about. They eat fear. I used to eat fear. It's not good for us. We live off of emotions. We're not. I know I seem like a toon, and that we seem like toons, and we are toons, but we're not your bog standard toons. We're something a little different, and what we are, we require emotional sustenance, and we're supposed to live off of joy and friendship and love. And when that went away, fear was all we had, or well, all we could get, all we felt safe to get. And they haven't stopped eating it, and thus they turned what could have been an actual fun experience into an opportunity for lunch or dinner or whatever you consider a snack after midnight.
She looks at him and is like, I don't know where to start on this because there's two things I want to say, but they're both leading into tangents, I think.
Well, I won't disparage a tangent, so say whatever you want to me.
She passes the paper crown over to them and is like, you know, I didn't know about their connection to you at all, but I was I liked their game so much that I really wanted to impress them, and then I don't know what to feel about them now.
I think Quinn kind of gives a soft laugh, sort of a sad laugh, but a soft little laugh, and it was, I don't really know what to think of them either at this point. They are my family. I've seen them at their best and their very, very worst, and I certainly can't begrudge you for having mixed feelings. I wish I could tell you what, how to deal with them at this point, but going forward, I guess you have to just be a little less trusting of what they're presenting.
She shrugs. I Some people are real cynical, but I don't think it's a flaw to be trusting. That's If someone abuses your trust, that's their issue, not yours, right?
Yeah, of course, but it's also at a certain point when someone's betrayed that trust, I don't think it's a bad thing to be a little bit more scrutinizing the next time they come around.
Right.
You just can't let yourself become like cruel like them.
She nods. I think you've done a pretty good job of getting out of that.
Uh, I'm glad you think so, though. I haven't exactly done enough, I think.
She squeezes their hand. Quinn, Despite everything you said about yourself and who you used to be, that's not who you are anymore. You do so much. You're incredible. Really, I don't know how you have so much trouble seeing that sometimes.
I think they just put like a hand on their chest and remain silent for a moment. I guess I just can't stop thinking about how I was at my worst.
Do you want to know how you are now? From an outsider point of view?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to know.
She like intertwines their fingers as she holds their hands up together as like, well, the Harlequinette I know is very silly and very sweet, a very generous person who cares a lot about everyone around them and making the children happy. They like being a bit scary, but they never take it too far if they can help it. They're endlessly loyal. They're one of the funniest people I know. And I don't think my life would be the same without them. So I'm
Both
happy they're here.
me and Harlequinette are tearing up. Uh, yeah, they're just looking at you with big old eyes that are a little watery with inky tears.
Hmm. I think she like brushes some of the tears away for them.
I think they lean in and wrap their arms around Jackie and just like hug her for a moment.
Yeah. And she leans into them and says, I think the PartyPlex is better with Harlequinette in it.
They squeeze her tighter, and you hear the fielder in that hat sort of nod a little bit. Honestly, since they're very close, one more perception. That way, this
Yeah.
will be a D&D game instead of just making people cry game.
I mean, we're good at that too. Go my perception. What's my modifier? Page load.
Load, load. It's going to become a
Okay.
really long hug.
Don't worry about it. Here you go.
17. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think that gets it. I think if Jackie, while they're hugging, just from the proximity and being close, I'm gonna say she can feel a heartbeat.
Oh. Yeah, well, she's not gonna mention it while Quinn is actively like on the point of tears. That can wait a couple seconds.
Yeah, I think eventually Harley Quinn kind of pulls themselves together. Like she hears a sniff and they rub their face a little bit and then finally pull back and smile at her sadly and say, I think I needed to hear that.
I'll always be happy to say it again, however many times you need.
They kind of laugh a little bit. Watch out, I might abuse that power.
She smiles at them and just softly says, Please do.
So, I keep being a little bit surprised that these sort of conversations go better than I think they would. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. I think your old answers after being dragged into all that.
She nods. So, about that eating emotions thing,
Yeah.
uh, elaborate?
Um, I guess imagine you're like in a perfume shop or something. Or maybe that's bad since I would immediately suggest you're eating perfume. Okay, imagine you're a flower and you have to photosynthesize. And there's like different levels of light quality. And good emotions are like really strong sunlight, and bad emotions are like really weak sunlight. But bad stuff happens to the flower, and then it can't handle the full brunt of the sun, so it can only get the half like light and bad emotions and whatnot.
She nods. Okay, I think that makes sense, but why a perfume analogy at first?
I think Harlequinette kind of looks at her for a second and then like smiles a little bit shyly and goes, "Oh, it kind of has a scent and flavor and whatnot."
She blinks at them and then tilts her head slightly and is like, so you can tell what other people are feeling all the time?
Pretty much. I mean, it's not like it makes me a mind reader, but if I'm paying attention and aren't, like distracted by my own feelings or other people's emotions, then yeah, I can tell.
Huh. So what do I smell like right now?
Well, what is Jacky feeling right now? Should I roll an insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
It would be funny if they fail this. +6. Wowee.
Jesus!
She's 25. Locked
They're
in.
really locked in. Pretty Clown asks me a question, I lock in. So yeah, there's a lot of conflicting emotions, like a lot of lingering upsetness, confusion, but there's also stuff like slight amusement and a whole lot of affection, despite how iffy she feels right now. And also, like, if it's something they can, like, taste or anything, like the feeling of being proud, you know?
Oh.
Because they're proud of Quinn. She's proud of Quinn for a lot of things.
Aw. Yeah, I think Quinn like soaks that all in. Like I think they kind of mime like like a wine tester like circling the glass and
She,
pretending to sniff it when they're just actually
she
sniffing the
giggles.
air. Uh, and then they go. I guess I would say. I mean, it's a real mixed bag because of how many things you're feeling at the moment, but there's some like sour, bitter tones, but then good ones as well. A little floral, a little like candy.
She giggles and says, I guess it is kind of fitting for me to smell like candy, isn't it?
Yeah, you tend to. I guess right now you kind of smell like sour gummy worms if I have to put it, but that doesn't sound very poetic, does it?
I think it's fun.
I This is going to sound very odd, but I normally like how you smell. I think they kind of blush because they're like, oh, like that's a really weird thing to say.
She, like, gives them a silly grin and is like, it doesn't have the same connotations, but I usually like how you smell too.
Blush deepens. Just wide eyes, a little lion mouth as they process that, and then break into a bigger smile. Well, I'm glad. I suppose hanging around mostly the prize corner, I'm also near a lot of candy.
Yeah, but a decent amount of your smell is like fabric, I suppose. It's hard to explain, but
Oh no, I
you
think I
know how
get it.
well loved plushies tend to have a certain scent to them.
That's probably because I am a well-loved plushie, kind of, sort of, and
Yeah,
hang around well-loved plushies in my little back room where I collect dolls.
I think I've come to be very fond of that smell.
I'm glad, and I'm sorry again about what happened tonight.
She nods. So, other questions.
Is any others?
A few. Um, what should I do if I see them again?
Okay, that's tricky. I guess just stay on alert and scrutinize whatever they try and tell you. They aren't always malicious, and I am going to be taking them aside and giving them a very stern talking to. I already kind of did, but I need to get it through their heads that this something like tonight can't happen again. If it happens again, I might have to just, I don't know. If I kick them out, they'll just probably get even worse, but I can't let them stay here and continue to hunt Archie for sport and whatever else they want to do. I think I
She
have to. Oh,
she nods, but like in an effort to try and lift their mood even a little bit, she jokes, "You should put them in the timeout corner. Tends to work for the kids."
they've sort of been in the timeout corner if you think about it, down in that basement. I just.
Hmm.
They eat fear, they refuse to eat any positive emotions I bring them. They aren't adjusting well. Me and Hairwire have kind of discussed if there's a way to get them. Like, Hairwire started to manage to switch tracks again because of, well, I guess you could call it, like, consensual fear? Like scary movies and whatnot. I'm just not sure how to bring
Yeah,
that to the rest of them.
I mean, there's a lot of kind of fun fears, like yeah, scary movies, games, haunted houses are where they like pay people to scare them.
Ah, we could finally get them to pay rent. Yes.
But yeah, those tend to be popular during Halloween and stuff.
I. Okay, level with me. Do you think it would be insane to try and. I mean, they look like animatronics. Would. I'm not sure if I trust them, but if they were supervised, maybe we could sort of scoot them into a spooky attraction and see how that goes.
She pauses for a minute, is like, I that might be able to work actually, because I mean, there's that whole thing I do for thing management has me do for Halloween months, where occasionally I'll get all spooky and like put on a show about it. If I bring it up to management, I might be able to convince them to do an impromptu haunted house.
I. If you think that would work, then I wouldn't protest that. Maybe we could try something out.
I mean, if you've exhausted a lot of options, then maybe it would be good to try. And if they do anything, we'd be there to deal with it.
Yeah, yeah, we should
And
try
then
that.
she, yeah, and then she also gets a slightly mischievous smile, is like, and we would also get to participate in scaring people. That would be a good bonus.
Ah, well, I'm convinced. We'll see how management feels about the idea. Don't mention the bit about it being an experiment and seeing if we can get my family to eat fear because again, management does not know and I don't think
No,
they would
no,
appreciate it.
don't worry about it. I'll bring it up as a me thing, and like I'll say I could get some of my friends trained up to do it, like you or some of the staff volunteers, and then we sneak them in.
Yes, I think we have a plan forming here. They sort of like tap their head.
She smiles at them.
They smile back.
Not not to bring the mood down, but I do have one more question.
That's fine.
And she like carefully, slowly places a hand on their chest and is like, I don't think we make the same noises around here. Could you
Yeah.
tell me why?
Their smile immediately dims into a small frown as she touches their chest, and then they can't really maintain eye contact as they look towards the horizon. The sun has started rising further and further up. Um. So. Um. Uh. Okay. Here comes the. Okay. Just. Yeah. You heard that. Okay. Um. I have a heart in my chest.
Well, you are very love filled. She tries the joke.
I'm not sure if this heart is something you can put a positive spin on. I've tried to. Uh, it was well, many years ago. I don't even know how to explain it without giving away too much. But this wasn't something I originally had. Well, I had a heart, but it was made of felt and stuffing and fit with the hole. And they kind of like gestures to the rest of them. This one isn't made of felt, and it shouldn't belong to me, but I have it, and all they had to do to get me in was remove it for a while I was out, and Trick slipped it back in, and there I was, the Harlequinette.
So it are you saying you took it?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Hmm. Well, obviously I don't know the whole story, and from the way you're dancing around it, you probably can't tell me yet, but this doesn't change how I feel about you.
Okay,
I love all of you, strange heart or not.
they go from like looking out at the horizon to looking at her, hopeful, a little bit cautious but hopeful. If that's what you think, um, one day I'll tell you the full story. I just would have to ask for permission from someone else who was involved.
She nods. I can wait.
I smile. I really do hope you continue to see me as who I am now and not who I was back then.
She like looks at them, and you can roll insight if you need.
Sure. Unless we want to ride on that 25. Ooh. I'll roll again though. 18. They're locked
18.
in.
Yeah. You can see something mischievous glinting in her eyes as she, like, squeezes your hand a little. She's planning something.
Like a little bit about worried, but also mischievous. Like, should I anticipate something? You have a bit of a scheming look about you.
She gives them a very sweet, innocent smile and says, maybe, before kissing the back of their hand, and then
Oh,
moving up to their arm,
oh,
kissing their chest, and then both of their cheeks, their forehead, and then
oh,
full.
oh.
Essentially, just giving them a gentle reminder that she's very serious about her word when she said she loves them the same.
I think Harlequinette just does like the toon thing of like slowly like okay, you know like how in a cartoon it's like a character will sort of like fill up with a certain color, like they're being filled with water or something. So
Yeah,
it's like pink from the bottom, just spreads throughout. And then they are just
yeah,
entirely a
the
bright pink.
rising blush.
So little cartoon hearts appear around them.
Yeah. And when she pulls back, she smiles sweetly and is like I said, I love you the same, no matter what.
I think Harley Quinn, all they do is like bring their hands to their cheeks where she had kissed, and just they're sort of like in a daze and go, wow. And then just like fall backwards in a daze.
She laughs.
Oh, I love them, Your Honor.
I love them too, Your Honor. I think she'll like lean forward a little and go, you okay there, sweetheart?
I think they're just now like making incoherent noises of flustered.
Yeah, she starts giggling at that.
I was expecting to be sad. You can't just spin it around and make me all blushy.
If that was not in character, I point at you and go, my username in this server is for a reason.
Fluff Master 3000, but that was intended to be in character, but I think it was both me and Quinn speaking as one entity.
Yeah. My answer is I am the fluff master. Jackie's answer is just more giggling.
He's-
I think she might flop down on top of them since they're laying down and like just scooch a little so they're both comfortable. And
Mhm.
so she can like look at both them and the view as they're laying down.
It's cuddled as the sun's rising. The sky is that nice orange purple blaze of glory. The chrome buildings are reflecting the colors of the sunrise, and it's getting warmer
Yeah.
out.
I think she has a very fond smile and like a little bit of sparkle in her eyes as she goes, I've never seen the real thing before.
Why not? It's always just right outside.
I guess I never had a reason to go out. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to have given you a reason.
Yeah.
I think they just sort of like curl around her and cuddle as they watch the sunrise. And personally, I think this is a wonderful place to iris out on.
Hmm. Like a little bit of clown nuzzles as it irises out.
Yeah. Oh, they are
The
so
sweetie.
cuties. The sweeties.
I love them so much.
I love them, Your Honor. They still haven't defined their relationship, but I'm just pointing at them and going, gay clowns!
Gay clown. But yes, let's end this one off so we can prepare.
Yes, we're doing a double feature. Well, thank you for playing with me, and thank you everyone for listening. Join us in, I don't know, like 30 minutes for the next one.
Bye bye for now.
Bye bye!